Good morning everyone, my name is Ashley.
My name is Hansen.
And this is our video expose for the national exam.
So in this show we're going to talk about the information of the 8 multiple intelligences and the national exam.
Later on we're going to talk about Howard Gardner's 8 multiple intelligences, our test results, what classmates and seniors have to say about the national exam, a brief history of the exam, and study tips when taking the test.
So multiple intelligences is a theory that is identified by Howard Gardner, suggesting that everyone has a distinct kind of mind, thus varying their thinking style. Howard Gardner is a psychologist who was well known for the theory of multiple intelligences. Howard Gardner attended college in Harvard University. So, there are 8 different kinds of intelligences, which is musical, visual spatial, intrapersonal, naturalistic, logical mathematical, verbal linguistic, interpersonal, and bodily kinesthetic. Musical intelligence enables individuals to produce and make meaning of different types of sound. Visual spatial intelligence allows people to comprehend maps and other types of graphical information. Intrapersonal intelligence refers to people's ability to recognize and assess characteristics within themselves. Naturalistic intelligence refers to the ability to identify and distinguish among different types of plants, animals, and weather formations found in the natural world. Logical mathematical intelligence describes the ability to develop equations and proofs, make calculations, and solve abstract problems. Verbal linguistic intelligence refers to an individual's ability to analyze information and produce work that involves oral and written language, such as speeches, books, and emails. Interpersonal intelligence reflects an ability to recognize and understand other people's moods, desires, motivations, and intentions. And bodily kinesthetic intelligence entails using one's own body to create products or solve problems. So this is my test results in bar chart. My highest ones are musical and visual, and my lowest are naturalist and interpersonal. And this is my test results but in pie chart. My highest are musical at 20% and visual at 17%, and my lowest are naturalist at 8% and interpersonal at 7%. I think the test results are very accurate because I excel at musical, like I am able to recognize sound and notes better than most people, but I'm not too fond of socializing.
So these are my multiple intelligences test results. My highest are musical and intrapersonal, and my lowest are kinesthetic and interpersonal. And again, these are my results, but in pie chart form. My highest are musical 18% and intrapersonal 15%, and my lowest are kinesthetic 11% and interpersonal 8%.
Hi, before we start, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Kelly.
Okay, so the first question is, when you're studying, do you prefer being outdoors or indoors?
I prefer being indoors because it makes me more comfortable.
When you're studying, do you prefer being in a silent or crowded environment?
I like being in silent because noise makes me distracted from what I'm doing.
When you're studying, do you prefer studying alone or in a group and why?
Alone, because sometimes I can think better when I'm alone rather than in a group.
Thank you.
Hi, before we start, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Dylan. I'm from 9th grade.
Okay, so the first question, what actions do you usually do when there are exams coming up?
Obviously, I study. If it's hard, I study more. If it's easy, I just study.
And the second question, where do you usually study for exams? Why do you pick that one?
In my room, because I can be more focused and concentrate on studying.
Okay, and the last question, when do you usually study for exams? Why do you pick that time of the day?
If the subject is hard, then I study sometime before the exam. But if it's easy, I will study right before the exam because I'm too lazy.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, before we start, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Olivia.
Okay, so the first question is, when you're studying, do you prefer studying alone or with the help of a private teacher or parents?
With private teacher because one, I can't teach myself anything, and two, my parents don't really understand my school materials.
The next question is, which one is easier for you, memory-based school subjects or calculation-based school subjects?
Definitely memory-based because I really suck at calculating and I memorize better.
The last question is, which one do you prefer, studying long before the exam day or studying the night before the exam day?
I prefer studying long before, but I can never get to organize myself that well, so I usually study the night before.
Okay, thank you.
What did you do when the national examination came up?
When the national exam was getting closer, I studied by doing practice tests and also rereading old material. When I was studying for the national exam, I mostly studied at night because that is when my brain functions the best.
When you were studying for the national exam, did you prefer being in a silent or crowded environment, and why?
I preferred being in a silent environment because it helped me concentrate more.
So the first question is, when you were in the ninth grade, where did you study and why did you pick that place to study?
I like to study at school because it has less distraction compared to when I'm studying at my house.
When you were studying for the national exam, did you prefer being outdoors or indoors, and why?
I like to study indoors because it's colder and more comfortable for me to study.
So the last question is, when you were studying for the national exam, did you prefer being in a group or studying alone?
I prefer to study in a group because in that way your friends can correct you if you have mistakes.
When you were studying for the national exam, did you prefer studying alone or with the help of a private teacher or parents, and why?
I like to study with a private teacher because I can ask for help if I don't understand something.
Which one was easier for you, memory-based national exams or calculation-based national exams, and why?
I think calculation-based exam was easier because I'm not too good at memorizing stuff.
Which one did you prefer, studying long before the national exam day or studying the night before the national exam day, and why?
I prefer to study the night before because I would be able to memorize the subject better.
National exam or ujian nasional in Indonesia dates back as far as 1950. Back then, it was not called ujian nasional, but it's called ujian penghabisan. The name of the exam was changed a lot, from ujian penghabisan to ujian negara or country examination to EBTANAS, UAN or ujian akhir nasional, to UN, ujian nasional, to UNBK, which is ujian nasional berbasis komputer or computer-based test from 2015 up to now. The national exam is changed from manual writing test to computer-based test from 2015.
So if you are going to take the national exam and you are a musical intelligence, here are 5 study tips for you. So the first tip is to listen to instrumentals or just music while you're studying. This really helps me because it helps me focus when I'm trying to memorize things, especially for tests. And you can just look for instrumental playlists or live videos on YouTube. The next tip is to listen to a specific song while studying a specific subject. So for example, you can study while listening to your favorite song or a song with a very distinct beat or pattern, and this really helps me while I'm studying. So I listen to one song on repeat while I'm trying to memorize things, and during the test or the quiz, I try to play the song in my head and I remember all the things that I studied. So the third tip is to read things out loud while studying. For example, if you don't understand a definition or a paragraph, you can actually read it out loud as you're studying, and this will really help you memorize it and understand it better because you can actually hear yourself saying it out loud.
If you're struggling on some studying material, make a mind map. It'll help you memorize things better. If you want to understand a subject better, I suggest you search on the internet or YouTube for a video about your subject.
So that's it for our video expose. We hope you do well while doing your national exam.
And hope you learned something from our video. Thanks for watching and goodbye.